Hello, everybody. Sairam. My name is Vinu Venkatesh, and today we're going to talk about two very important organizations in this world. Yes, we're going to talk about the IMF and the World Bank. So, the IMF stands for International Monetary Fund. Let's look at a brief history. These are the logos of the IMF. This is the logo of the IMF, and this is the logo of the World Bank. Let's look at a brief history of these two institutions. In the 1930s, the world was facing something called the Great Depression. Why? Because a lot of countries failed because their currencies at that time were pegged to gold, which lost its value. So many of them started to protect their own economies by erecting trade barriers, just like President Trump is doing now by imposing tariffs on India. Many countries did that to each other way back in the 1930s. They devalued their currencies so that imports would become expensive and exports would be cheaper. However, this led to a lot of unemployment, this led to trade blockages, and economic growth slowed down. This caused the Great Depression in that period. In order to overcome this, two institutions were established as a result of the Bretton Woods Conference in 1944. These two institutions are the IMF and the World Bank. They are called the Bretton Woods twins. They have different objectives, but they were both established in 1944. So the World Bank and the IMF both have 188 member countries. The World Bank has two major organizations in it, the IBRD, or the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, and the IDA, or the International Development Association. Both the World Bank and the IMF are headquartered in Washington, D.C., in the United States. So, as I said, they're different. How are they different? They're different because they have different functions. The World Bank promotes economic and social progress in developing countries by helping these countries to raise productivity and improve the standard of living. Its main objective is to finance economic development, whereas the IMF acts as a mentor and a guide for a country's exchange rate and monetary policies. It is a lending institution which gives advances to members in need, right? For example, over the past few years, the IMF had given a loan to Pakistan to restore and reconstruct its economy. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, and we'll discuss this in our later lectures. Please feel free to contact me if you have any further questions. Until then, have a nice day.